She's on her job. Time to go. Cross country fence. You jump it. We crossed there into Oregon.
Yeah.
So we're heading south, but the more we go south, the hotter it's getting. It's not pleasant, not funny.
No, we didn't like the rain
No.
in Canada,
Well,
and now we're like, I miss the rain.
I prefer the rain to this. We are absolutely struggling.
Yeah.
It was the end of July, and that day we were travelling from north of Seattle to the Oregon coast, as so many people had told us how beautiful it was, and we just had to see it. However, we found ourselves in the middle of a heat wave with extreme summer temperatures that we just weren't expecting.
So hot.
Turn around. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Ah, come on. It's only 40 degrees. Look. Exactly 40 degrees. It's alright.
Oh, we've had to stop again. It's just so hot. We've just done an hour 15.
More or less, yeah.
It's just
Another hour and a half to...
hour 45. Yeah.
Best drink on the road. Water, Coke, and leftover Gatorade. You put it all in, give it a good shake, and you drink it. And it's absolutely disgusting. It's full of sugar anyway. At least you have enough energy to drive. You go. Let's melt a little bit more.
And we continued to melt a little bit longer until we climbed into the hills and found some shade among the trees. But then...
Now it's too cold.
It's gone down 20 degrees since we went through the mountains and came out to the coast.
From 40 to 18 degrees in a space of whatever, half an hour.
Yeah.
Let's cool down.
So we're going to put a layer on.
And keep going. Can't wait to see the ocean. But we weren't going to see any ocean. As we got closer to the coast, the fog rolled in and continued to get thicker. Welcome to the beautiful Oregon coastline. Look at that!
It wasn't quite what we were expecting, but apparently fog is quite common in summer months. We didn't have time to wait for the fog to clear, as it could take days. So we continued our journey as we had important things to do on the bikes. We needed to change tires.
When we changed our rear tire to a knobbly one in Whitehorse, Canada, we kept the old tire that had plenty of life left to swap back when the knobbly was worn out. The front tire was still good and will be able to take us the whole way to Los Angeles.
It's going to be a new one.
A new one, but... Ta-da. Coming to the end of life. Still legal, but just about. Time to go ahead and change.
Cool.
I like to do as much work as possible on the bikes myself, and taking off the wheels and putting them back on is easy for me.
Blink of an eye, it's back on.
This works to our advantage while traveling. The people at the garage were able to squeeze us in at the last minute, and it's also a way to save some money.
All done. Tires back on. Ready for the road.
The following morning we checked the coastline again. Still foggy. so we continued our route south. Away from the coast, the visibility was better. It was still cold though, so we used our waterproofs for insulation. We stopped for coffee in a cool cafe in Port Orford that looked like it'd be a really fun place to hang out on a Saturday night.
But this coffee, this Jackie.
And just as life always seems better after a coffee and something sweet, we came out to find the fog had lifted and we finally got to see the famous elusive coastline. Funnily enough, when we stopped, we met 3 other bikers who also complained that this was the first glimpse of the coast they'd had in days. One thing which we had noticed all along the coastal road were the frequent tsunami warning signs. In addition to stunning scenery, the Oregon coast is known for its high tsunami risk, such as most recently in 2011 as a result of a large earthquake in Japan. Since 1854, as many as 21 tsunamis have impacted the Oregon coast, so maybe it's a good thing that we're just passing through. One place we really wanted to visit was the Avenue of the Giants. The Avenue of the Giants is a 50-kilometre-long scenic highway in Northern California through a large forest of protected coastal redwood trees.
So where are we now?
We are in Avenue of the Giants, surrounded by redwood trees. It's beautiful.
These incredible red giants give you such a sense of calm and serenity as they stand quietly with their towering wisdom, which they share only with the sky and the sun. We were making good progress south and would soon be in San Francisco.
The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco needs no introduction. After riding across the longest bridge in the world early this year in Turkey, riding across the Golden Gate Bridge with our own motorbikes was such an incredible feeling, and definitely one of the highlights of our trip across North America.
And last thing before leaving San Francisco, we had to go say hello to Master Yoda. And in his own words,
"Go to San Jose, we must." Since the Dalton Highway, both bike chains got very noisy and towards the end of their lives, so I was anxious to replace them as soon as possible. While we were in Canada, we met another biker, Chris, from the hills outside of San Jose. Chris not only sourced chains and sprockets for us, but opened his home and his garage for me to fit them. Hello! And he jumped right in to help.
Yeah, your chain's a little shot.
Yeah, 30,000 kilometers on it, so.
No, 36,000.
36,000 actually,
Yeah.
yes, that's what we were saying. I mean, they've done a good job. Now,
There we are. This is the...
it's the old baby.
Yeah.
She's done her job. Time to go. The sprockets weren't delivered on time, but Chris offered to send them to Los Angeles for us, and we could change them then. Now!
Oh, that sounds good. That
give
sounds
me
very
one.
good.
Perfect.
That sounds very
Go
good.
for a little spin.
Okay.
Just let it settle. If something goes wrong, we blame Chris. It's well known that in the bikers community, everyone helps each other. But Kathleen and Chris, you have been absolutely amazing. Thanks again for your help, hospitality, and see you soon.
As soon as we left the coast, it got very hot again, but we needed to go inland for our next destination. We wanted to visit a few of America's national parks on this trip, and our first stop was Yosemite. Yosemite National Park is in California's Sierra Nevada mountains and is known for its towering waterfalls, such as Nevada Falls, high granite cliffs of El Capitan and Half Dome, large meadows, mountains, and wildlife. We decided to camp in the park for a few days so that we could properly explore and experience this fabulous place.
This is our Yosemite campsite in Wawona campsite. But our spot is just a little in the sun. But Davide found us a really good spot.
Under big sequoia tree. Ta-da! Nice square in the shade. Much better.
Much cooler.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So let's get organized. We have our bench, we have our bear-proof locker, and everything you need for semi-wild camping.
Every camping spot in Yosemite must have a bear-proof locker. It's really important. And you have to put your food, your waste, your trash, even your toiletries, anything that has a smell, it's really important it goes in the bear locker.
What about smelly boots?
Smelly boots!
Do they need to go in the bear-proof?
Not sure bears want them. Food and drinks, toiletries and scented items, ice chest, trash and recycling. Oh, you putting in there already?
Yeah.
We were used to the risk of bears while camping in Alaska and Canada, but the need for bear bins was something new to us. Although there's plenty of natural food for bears in Yosemite Park, bears have learned that it's easier to steal human food and are known to enter campsites or break into cars when they smell food. That may sound funny, cheeky even, but if let get out of control, this can turn to aggressive behaviour, leading to destruction of the bear. And no one wants that to happen, all from a man-made problem.
So we're going to unpack and pitch the tent.
Most campsites in Yosemite National Park have quite basic facilities, and that usually doesn't include a shower. Fortunately, our campsite had a river, which was gorgeous to cool down in after a long, hot day's drive.
Oh, it's cold.
And after a relaxing time in the river, we lit the fire and made dinner.
Fire!
Fire!
That dinner was so good. I don't know how we didn't have 20 bears around that table. And then it was time to explore the park.
Very noisy here.
Beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
The following day, we had set ourselves a big challenge. We got up early to beat the hot sun and set off for the 4-mile trail to Glacier Point. Glacier Point is one of the highlights of Yosemite National Park and is a magnificent viewpoint of the whole of the valley. There is a road to reach it, but it was closed for works, so the only access was a 7-kilometre long trail that included a 1-kilometre steep ascent.
Cross-country fence. You jump it. There you go. So that's where we started. Ziggy, 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 ziggy. Now we are here at 1894 and we need to get to 2000. So our destination is here. Let's go.
Super. Okay.
3 miles done. 1.6 miles to go.
After climbing over logs and under trees, we met a different kind of obstacle. There was a bear in our path.
Yay.
This was a first for us and had already halted another group of climbers who were nervous to proceed.
Come on, up together.
Hey, man. Hey,
Come on, boy. Go, 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 go.
hey, hey.
Davide took the lead.
Let's go.
We made some loud noises
Going that way.
Yeah.
and the bear wandered off, unfussed.
Hey, man. Hey, hey.
Hey, bear.
Good boy.
And then nothing stood between us and the summit.
So after a long steep hike and a close encounter with a bear,
Yeah, that was very close.
yeah, we made it to the top of Glacier Point. I mean, the camera will not do it justice. It's stunning up here. It's definitely worth the early morning start, the sore legs, and
Copious amount of sweat.
yeah.
So now
Beautiful.
stay here for a while and enjoy the view.
Yeah, oh yeah.